Hi, this is Gabe, and you're watching Disney Channel.
Today, we're going to be teaching you how to drive manual transmotive. 3 reasons why I think why it's an important thing to learn is because you have more control of the vehicle, you can control the shifting, and it's just more manly. Starting the vehicle. Now, okay. So, in a manual, you need to push the clutch in. Make sure the car is in neutral before you turn the ignition. Clutch in, foot on the brake. Car's on. Take off in the manual, like from a stop. Now, there's no park in the transmission. There's only parking brakes, and in this case, it's down here. So you're gonna want to release the parking brake. Make sure your foot is on the brake so you don't roll. Now, clutch in, and here's the shifting pattern. It tells you right here. Put it in first. Now, when you're going to take off, you have to, as you're letting out the clutch, you're pushing down the gas lightly, and you're feathering it until you get it to go. And then you let off the clutch, and now we're going. So it's similar to taking off from stop. You have to feather the clutch and all that, but you have to be careful not to drop the clutch when you're upshifting. That means, so when you push in the clutch and you're shifting to your next gear, you can't just drop it when you push the gas. You still have to feather, even though the vehicle still is moving. So I'll show an example of what it's like to feather the clutch and what it's like to drop it. So we'll take off here. So an example of dropping the clutch would be like this. See how the vehicle kind of jerked like that? So what you want to do is you want to feather it like that when you're upshifting. Okay, the 4th tip here is how to downshift in a manual. It's the same premise as upshifting, but you gotta know when to downshift. Like if you're going too fast and you downshift, you can drop the transmission right out of the vehicle, which is not good. That's very expensive. So like upshifting, you gotta feather the clutch when you're downshifting. So here we're coming up to a stop. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like here. So clutch in. We went from 4th, now we're going down to 3rd. Just like that. Now we're coming around the corner, stop sign coming up. We're in 3rd, come down to 2nd, feather the clutch. And into 1st. Now, we're at a stop sign, and that lady just blew a stop sign. What the fuck? Oh, I gotta leave that out. 5th step of driving manual. Parking. It's pretty easy to park. So let's say I want to park. Screw it, let's park in the middle of the road and block traffic, just to show this. So,
busy intersection.
After you've learned how to downshift, so now you can just throw it right into neutral as you come to a stop where you want to park. Come to a complete stop. Bang. Car's in neutral. Now, parking brake. Push it in. Bang. Now, for this step, when you turn off the car and you leave the car parked, you want to put it in gear so it doesn't roll in case something happens to the parking brake. So, in this case, I park the vehicle and I put it in 1st gear just in case it rolls. Yes. Let's say you parked in the wrong spot, or you don't like where you parked and you got to reverse out of it. Some people are scared to reverse a manual. However, it's not that hard. So, right here, this R does not stand for race mode. It stands for reverse.
Protect.
So you put it in reverse, and just like the other, and just like an automatic, you put your you do the steps of driving in reverse, and then you just feather the clutch normally, like, and you look where you're going. And if you want to that's it. It's an early step, but it's a fun tip. How to drift in a manual transmission. Now, all drift cars are manual transmission. That's just how it is. So, when you're drifting, you're basically keeping constant pressure on the gas in first gear, usually, if you're doing donuts. So, yeah. And then here, I'll show you what it's like. So tell me when you record. 3, 2, 6, 2, 1. So remember, we started off by showing how to turn on the car, how to take off, which is usually the hardest part for most people, how to upshift and downshift, up and down, how to park the car, how to do some reverse, and some donuts and drifting in it. That's just for fun. But remember, the benefits is if you have more control of the car, you can control the transmission and shifting, and then, I mean, it's more manly. The girls like it.